It is so amazing how the sunset lights the skies on fire. The lovely melodies of the birds under wire. How beautiful the dewdrops on petals of a rose. God is in control. Somebody tell me how all these things came to be. Oh, I doubt it was accidentally. Oh no, see, there must have been a creator.
Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have new locks. Until my real locks grow back, I have new locks, and it's cute. Anyway, so as you all know, this is how I start off any video I do and I post on YouTube. I say, calm me my God and keep me calm, reclining on thy breast. Soothe me with thy holy hymns and psalms, and bid my spirit rest. I just like calm you, like if like people should learn that. And when like if you can't sleep, if you're going through anything in life, that would just repeat that affirmation, and it does really help. I just repeat that every time I go in and sleep, and it is like calm down my body and help me to like sleep with ease. So anyway, I'm just here to give you all an update. So you all know I went through the 6 cycles of chemo, and guess who mass is gone? I am free. I'm cancer free. Yes, it is me. So the mass in my chest is gone. I got back my results, and I just want to thank God for all that He has done in my life. And this is my testimony on how God has worked in my life. So as some of you all will have known, I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer in early January, and I want to say that God has worked in my life. He has kept me safe, because that before I was diagnosed in June, July, August, I was able to go to Spain, London, Scotland and Guyana on a mission trip that I go every year with my group. And I just want to say that God has worked miracles in my life in keeping me safe, because I used to get a lot of pain in my chest and I just didn't take it on, and eventually the pain started to get worse and worse, and I went to the doctor. The doctor said it was probably the muscles in my chest, so I didn't really take it on. But then it started to get even more horrible, the pain in my chest. So I ended up getting an x-ray, and the x-ray showed that I had a mass in my chest 11 centimeters by something, and I would have to go through chemotherapy, because after the biopsy it was shown that it was cancerous. So I had to go through chemotherapy and to get rid of the mass in my chest. So I went through 6 sessions of chemotherapy, and I started that a week after Carnival, because I was rushed to the hospital the weekend before Carnival, because of steroids. I used to take a steroid called dexamethasone. The steroid had my joints and my legs hurting me, and I was rushed to the hospital where they had to give me morphine because of the pain. The pain was that bad, so I had to get morphine for my legs. And I was not able to go to Tobago because I was supposed to go on a little vacation before I started my medication. So I did 6 rounds of chemotherapy, and to go through chemo is like one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life because of the side effects. I lost my hair. I used to get night sweats. I also vomited a lot, because each time I went to the hospital, I used to have to stay overnight to take the chemotherapy, hooked up to a machine that just going beep 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 whole night. I used to have to get hydration, which is 2 hours, Then my first bag of chemo, which is 6 hours, my second bag of chemo, which is an hour, and then hydration again, which is another hour, and that would run another 2 hours. So that will run for the whole night. I will vomit like 3 or 4 times for the night. And then I would go home immediately the next day because I did not want to stay in that hospital. And I would be vomiting, and I did not even eat anything because after chemotherapy it messes with your taste buds a lot and your teeth. So your teeth are really sensitive, and your taste buds, they just don't like certain foods again. So I had to stop eating a lot of stuff. Also, I had to change my diet, so I did a lot of green smoothies and I ate a lot of fruits as well. I would eat food when I was up to it. Like the week before I go back in for my next session of chemo, that would be my good week because I would eat things I wasn't able to eat the 2 weeks before because of the chemotherapy. Yeah. Also, my nails got black, so they're still recovering, as you can see, from the medicine because I've just been a month off the medication. And yeah, that is like what I had to go through with the chemotherapy. So after that, I would have to go back in the hospital to test my blood to make sure everything would be okay with me, to make sure everything would be okay with my uric acid. Because when the mass is breaking down, it creates uric acid in your body, and I would have to take prednisolone to help strengthen my body. That is another steroid for 5 days, and then I would have to take aripiprazole and another tablet called Omez to help with my kidneys and my stomach, because that's to help the kidneys flush the uric acid out of my system, because that would make my joints hurt me a lot and I would be in a lot of pain because of that. So I will have to go to the hospital regular for blood checkups. Also, a month to 3 weeks ago, I got the results from a CT scan that I went and did, that the mass in my chest was no longer there. And I just want to thank God for all the small mercies, because the doctor was telling me when I did my CT scan, if something was still there, I might have to go through another 2 rounds of chemo, and I did not want that, because when I say it was a lot of stress, I would get frustrated in the hospital. I would cry a lot because it was just so much pressure, and I would feel so sick after, and I lost a set of weight, but I slowly started to put it back on now because how I've been eating. I also had a lot of people that cared for me, my parents, a lot of people that prayed for me all over the world, because I started a YouTube channel, and people would like see my videos and they would say they're so inspired by it. Some people would also come and tell me their problems, and they realize like how I take in my disease. I would take my disease really positive. I wouldn't let anything get me down. You know, you would cry some days, but you don't dwell on it. You always have to pick yourself back up. You just have to continue to be positive and happy when you could be happy, because happiness and positivity is a great part in healing, and also believing in God. So whatever problems you have to go through in this life, just know God is always by your side, and don't let anything get you down. Everything happens for a reason. My disease happened for a reason. I was able to meet people from all over the world who messaged me on Facebook saying how they saw my videos on YouTube, and I was able to have a friend in the US going through the same thing as me, same age as me, and she finished her chemo 2 months before mine, because I had to stop because of Corona. You see, all this I went through, like Corona ended up coming into the country, and then they had to stop my chemo for 2 months. So I was able to meet this other girl in the US, and we would video chat, and I would talk to her because she didn't really have any friends she could talk to, and nobody to understand her. So we would talk to each other every week, and we will catch up and and tell each other, like, if you going through this, I just go through this too, and we would be able to make each other laugh. Then I met another girl from the Philippines who went through the same cancer I had before me, like a year before me. So she was able to like talk to me and tell me, well, you should do this, do that. Also take your time, don't let nobody stress you. I also met another lady from Aruka Church. She came to my house. She taught me how to make different stuff to eat, different stuff that will taste good, because I had to change up my diet a lot. And she taught me how to do different stuff. She gave me a whole list of recipes to make different things to eat. And I also had a lot of people praying all over the world for me. A lot of people shared my videos on YouTube, and they looked at my videos and they were really blessed. So I just want to say that God does work in mysterious ways. He doesn't know why he does do something, but it's your job to trust him and to remain positive throughout whatever you have to do in this life, and to don't get discouraged. So I just want to thank God for everything he has done in my life, and he will continue to do in my life. The next steps for me, I have to do an ultrasound on my heart to make sure everything is good with my heart, and then they will decide if I have to do radiation. I don't really want to do the radiation, but if it comes down to that, I will accept it, because I want to make sure this disease does not come back in my life. And I want to just ask everyone to continue, whoever is hearing this, to continue to pray for me and keep me in your thoughts as I continue to go through this journey in my life. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe for anytime that I post videos, and to share my videos, because you never know, somebody out there would be blessed by the words that I have to say, and it'll bring them joy and comfort, and I want to bring joy and comfort to those in the world. So thank you.